Hello, Divine Sunshiners. This is Divine Sunshine with a reading for you for, what's this, 12/21? I think so, 12/21. Yes, 12/21. And it's probably going to do the weekend. 12/21, 12/22, and 12/23. We're just going ahead and just do the weekend. Just to out because it's the weekend coming up. Want to start off with a rant. I sound like Lindsay Cowling. This is an experiential channel, and because this is an experiential channel, that means that I have experienced it before I tell you. So, today's thing I started off with, so I'll start off with a testimony and a confession. So today I had, this is with our festivities. You see, I wear my flawless, my fa la 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 la, because today we had a Christmas party for the kiddies. And so I had ordered pretty much a lot of pizzas. Some of the kids did have money, some of the kids didn't have money. And so I went on ahead and paid for, the pizza for them. So I ordered like 3 extra large, they call them mega size shape pizzas. I mean, they're big, like almost a tabletop size pizzas. So I ordered 3 of them because I didn't know if they were going to really be extra hungry. So it ended up that they only needed about 2 of the pizzas. So I ordered all types, cheese, sausage, pepperoni, and they pretty much loved just the cheese. They didn't too much go for the sausage, and they ate up the pepperoni too as well. So those were the 2. So I was left with a lot of sausage. So anyway, so it was a pretty much large one. So I was going to take that pizza. I was wondering who some of the kids were asking. I said, no, you didn't got greedy. You ain't got enough. You don't need any more pizza. That's about it there. And so as the day went on, so I had contacted my Divine Masculine, asked him, because literally where he works isn't that far from me. That's uncanny how that happened. So I think I told that in the video. So anyway, so when I went and asked them, I said, okay, well, I'm going to drop this off to you, because maybe your workers could do something with this, because this is large pizza, and, they don't need any more. They didn't add enough. So I went over there. In the process of me going and on my way en route to his place, he was like, oh, I got, they had like a visit. So some higher ups were there visiting there at his establishment. So he's like, okay, well, I can't come to the car now, take that and take it right back home. And so I'm looking at him. Now, this is the only time Divine Masculine starts cussing. I was like, what the fuck I'm going to do with all this damn pizza? I can't do shit with this. So I went into ego mode. I was like, you can't send none of your workers come down, act like I'm like the delivery person. I mean, what's going on here? So he's like, he didn't respond back. So I figured he was pretty much either knee deep in with whoever's visiting, or at that point he just got scared because he knew I was pissed. So I was like, okay, you know what? This fell. That's interesting. While I'm talking, so that tells me. So anyway, I said, you know what? So, I'm driving. I'm pissed. I'm saying all different kind of things. Ego is coming out to play, and I'm like, okay, you know what? This is it. I can't take it no more. Yada, yada, yada. So I was saying to myself, I said, well, thank God this channel saved my life, because otherwise that if I would have went into my deep ego self, it just would have missed the blessing that was going on next. Same time I'm doing all this talking, this is it, this is it, I wish him this, I hope the visit don't go well, and all this stuff. Ego's kicking in. Same time, Spirit said, listen, why won't you, because my family has like a Facebook messenger group, and it was talking about one day here in the city of Chicago, they had like this ordinance where they had like the homeless, and they used to live underneath this certain kind of like viaduct. They stopped having them at the viaduct, and so they had to find another place. So now these people, homeless people, not these people, sound like that doesn't sound right. The homeless people have camped out literally along, those of you all that live in the city of Chicago know, right there around Roosevelt Road, right off that ramp exit off of Dan Ryan. They're camped right there, where they have literally created a tent city. It's tents, blankets, everything. They all together in this little community thing. So I have two places I could think. Spirit's like, you know what? Because he was like, take it home. I'm like, I can't go home. Don't nobody eat like that. I'm the one that's the biggest eater. The rest of them eat small. So what the heck? I'm bringing a damn pizza home for that. So I was like, okay, you know what? So that thing. So I took it. I was on my way. I thought in my mind while I'm driving and having this conversation, the shadow self, like I said in yesterday's reading, the shadow, the feminine shadow, like, nah, you know, this. I said, I'm just, you know, I'll confess. I like, I ought to take this piece and just leave it on top of his damn car. Then that's it. So then I was like, okay, no, we ain't gonna do that because it was starting to drizzle. So then next thing I was like, okay, well, you know what? I said, well, maybe I just throw it in the dumpster because I said, well, that's like $30 down the drain. Who wants to do that? So meanwhile, while I'm having this conversation back and forth, Spirit is saying, you know, I'm flashing back to my family, make this saying, you know, my brother saying, oh, I'm going to go and one day drop off some food there. So, you know, I got the pizza in the back seat. And I'm thinking, this thing is large. Like, I had 2 students. We were struggling to get it into the car. You know, and I'm like, how am I going to throw away this much pizza? This is just a way. I can't do this. It just don't feel right. So I'm thinking about this conversation. And I come to it. And I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm going to drive to this tent city. I said, or... And there he go pop up and say he's sorry. As I'm talking to you all, I'll tell him the story. So I went. This is eerie. So anyway, I went. Was on my way. There's 2 places here in the city of Chicago that you can go. You can go for homeless. I know it's downtown in the same area. I was going to go to Pacific Gardens, you know, ask one of the workers, because sometimes a lot of the people are kind of like hanging out around there. And so then I was like, you know what, I'm going to go to the Pacific Garden, pray somebody's out there. I could talk to them and say, can they take this pizza for me? You know, that. Meanwhile, I'm getting off the ramp at, I think that's 18th. That's not 18th Street. It's down to get that. Oh, God. What's that? It's not Taylor Street. Anyway, it's a ramp. Yeah, those of you in Chicago know it's not Taylor Street. It's not Roosevelt Road. It's that one that comes right before. Yeah, it is Taylor Street. Taylor Street ramp. I get off there. Young man, extremely tall, nice looking, cutie pie. He's singing, but he's all I can see is his eyes wrapped up around. He's got the little scarf all around because it's cold here in the city of Chicago. He's singing, you know, he looking. I kind of like, I said, no, he ain't the one, you know, that ain't the one. Spirit, I'm getting that fork of the road feeling like I usually do when I read the cards. And I was like, I said, I'm getting this fork of the road and I'm driving. I'm like, okay, so something tell me, say, okay, now, you can either get with this man that's standing here at this corner, and I'm going to tell you this is the easy route, or you can go the route that you're thinking about it, going over there to that tent city, and it's going to be difficult. Because I had already prayed to myself, I said, angels, you know, be with me. I'm going to go over here to this tent city. I don't know what's going on, but you know that I'm coming over there in peace and love to just give him this pizza, and I'm going to keep on shoving and moving. I do that. So the young man was like that. And so I pulled up. He couldn't see me. I done went past him. He comes over into the window. It's like singing like Merry Christmas. Fa la 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 la. Deck the hallway. And I said, okay. And I could feel the energy of like, this is pure love. And it's just saying, this is it. If you don't take this opportunity, you can do it. But this other route you're about to take is about to be much difficult than what you want. You don't get the pieces to the people, but this is going to be easy pieces. So stop. So I'm back here in the back seat. First, I'm giving him money. And Spirit's like, dummy, you coming to give him pizza, right? I'm like, yeah. I said, okay. So I roll down the window, and he proceeds to come out. I said, listen, I had a classroom. We had a pizza party, and I got like this pizza. Can you take this pizza? I said, first of all, is it just you? I said, oh, do you have a lot of people? Because I got a lot. This pizza is huge, and it's got a lot of people in it. I mean, it's got a lot of pieces of pizza in it. Can you take it over there? You know, because I was on my way to the 10th city to take it over there. And he said, yeah, that's where I'm from. I'm over here from the 10th city. So he said, I'm going to take it to my guys. So here I am. I'm praying at the same time. God, I said, okay. I popped the unlocked the doors. Proceed to say, I say, it's in the back seat. Now, you don't know what the heck comes. But anyway, I had prayed. So I was like, you know, it's in the back seat. So I'm trusting the angels. I was like, you handle that. So he gets it out there. He said, oh, my God. Thank you. God bless you. This is just wonderful. He had a little begging cup that he put his little change in. Homeboy throwed it over there on the side. He said, bump that. And then he was proceeding to walk. And then he came back. He said, oh, he said, you know what? I am so sorry you missed your life. But this pizza is more important. And I was like, yeah, it's more important. So he's like, thank you. Merry Christmas. He walked off. Like I told my mom when I came home, that thing is the size of a table. You can't see my table like I can show you. But that thing is huge, that pizza. That boy took that sucker up and carried it like he had like a regular 16-inch pizza, carrying over there to the boys, over there to his guys there. So that made me feel good. So it let me know what was the lesson. Number one, this channel saved my life, being a reader, because I could easily slipped over into that shadow self, and then this would cause another kind of setback for me in the divine masculine, with me going all the way in to my ego self. Next thing, again, it learned me also humility. Also for me, I see 1144. It learned me that truly how you take lemons and turn it into lemonade, and how sometimes, again, out of disappointments, blessings come. Also, sometimes the divine masculine is inadvertently through that lesson. Well, it could have been karmic. It wasn't karmic, so, but maybe so for me. It wasn't so for him. That situation, how a blessing came out. So I had like a little mini towel moment in that thing there, but at the same time, it was really much needed, because it came back with a renewed sense of, you know, even at your worstest time, you can still be an angel to someone. Just make sure, remember what your purpose is that you're a light worker. And I'm so glad that even with that semi-towel moment that I had with the divine masculine, and, you know, what had happened with that I still found the light in all of that, because I could have easily converted back into my old self, and I kind of like fought myself. And I think even my friend Sean was having the issue too. He was getting tested as well. So I didn't get tested in his way. We both got tested in interesting ways. I got interested, got in my old self. Did I want to convert back to that way? The Jasmine Sullivan. I bust the windows in your car. Oh, Lord, let me get on to this reading. I didn't ramble, but I think you need to know, and it's probably you all. You can comment below about what some other things that you had seen clear in that lemon to lemonade lesson that I got today. Yeah. He said, yeah. So that is that. Okay. What is the divine feminine thinking? What is the divine feminine in her heart space? What is divine masculine thinking? And back into my old ways. And what is the divine masculine? What's in his heart space? Got some flipping. Got some flippers. Some flippers. Okay, let me get these clarifiers out here. coming out there, but you ain't paying attention. Okie dokie. So here we go. So now it's 3 on this side, 3 on this side, 2, 2. He ain't got a lot to say. Blind Feminine does. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. In this, okay, we gonna do it like this then. Okay, yeah. Okay, so now, with this, we have what's going on. Yeah, that's the opposite. Okay, we're just emphasizing it. So, I'm sorry. Excuse me, because I'm looking at this. Romantic feelings. So, right now, the emphasis is, although it came in reverse, but a majority of it in reverse, because I changed my deck to make sure all of them go in except but a couple of them. So, we're going to read them today as emphasis. If they come in reverse, that means it's really that, like for real. Okay, so now, why you're really looking at some things, you're getting some knowledge about some things, and really, to me, instead of like the old ways where you used to have the real romantic feelings, you just went with it, it wasn't no rhyme, no reason, it just felt like it. I think now when it comes to romantic feelings, you're really taking that introspection where you are really truly saying, okay, why am I having this feeling? I'm just not going to just go with it because it just feels right. But right now you're kind of questioning it, like what's the deeper divine reasoning behind this romance. Let's not just have it just an earthly physical thing being romantic feelings. It's just like it's got to be a deeper meaning behind that. This is what I'm sensing with this, because I see it has wings, so it's got to be a divine reasoning. It's like you really shifting out things to see, does this have a real divine purpose behind why I'm having this romantic feelings, or I'm just having romantic feelings because I'm looking at my friends having, they get romantic, they doing things, Christmas is coming, I'm seeing them talk about, I done bought them like the cemetery, remember the Lexus commercial, and they ain't bought them a Lexus with the red bow, and now that's got me feeling some type of way, and I'm all in my feelings. So my thing is, what is the reason behind that? You're really questioning that. Next one is going to be a long one, so have your popcorn, because I had that rant at the beginning. So Sean, you can laugh all you want, because you probably say this is a long one again. Yes, it is. Reconciliation. Again, like I said, right now you got to me a hold up, wait a minute, pump the brakes kind of here with this reconciliation in the physical. You kind of say, let me kind of keep on working at this, toiling at this, creating this thing happening in the spiritual, in the 5D or the 5D self, because right now the emphasis is that we got the tribe, which is in reverse, which means that you're really kind of looking at things, sizing things up. I'm going to call it this way too. You're looking at really seeing things like who's playing themselves too small, who's playing themselves too big, who's really putting forth the effort to cross this finish line. And so, it's just like, I won't even say the tribe, like you're comparing yourself to other people. You're just comparing yourself to, it's saying, to other experiences that happen. Like, have I really truly seen some growth? Have I really seen some maturity? Or are you playing like you really have matured, but you're still in this small space and trying to play this role as divine masculine? So right now you're saying, I'm not quite ready for this over the weekend. This is the feeling. It's like I'm really sizing things up. This is what I'm picking up with this. You got this fork in the road, really. Just like how I say I experienced it. You're kind of really trying to see, things like, you know, really I'm sizing up things. I'm really looking to see, have you matured some? Have I really matured some, divine masculine? And, you know, up into this relationship to say, you know, which way do I want to go? Do I want to continue the path by myself or the road less traveled? Or do I want to continue the path and, you know, going ahead and which is to go on this journey, not really knowing as a unisoul where it ends up. That's the road less traveled. Most people take the easy route to say, you know, no, forget it. I'm not gonna go on. I'm gonna go on to do some other things. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and get into some karmic or go to ego self. Let's put it that way, because I don't want to end somebody say, what do you mean? Because Spirit told me to go with a soulmate. Well, you try and contact. So no, I'm not saying that. So let's say the fork of the road is either just like my experience, either to stay as a unisoul or your divinity, or do you want to stay and make choices depending upon your ego? Those are the fork of the road that you have there. Right now, because you're really trying to go after peace. You're trying to do new beginnings, creating this new peaceful atmosphere between yourself first, putting on the mask like on the airplane, and then your divine masculines next. And then the world around you. But the peace begins with me, okay? And so this is what you're really capturing right now as far as you trying to do reconciliation. You know, is this reconciliation going to cause me peace? Or is it going to cause me a lot of hell? Because otherwise, that I can stay just right where I'm at, and that's what's causing that fork in the road. So that's what you're really taking some introspection about that. Treasure Island, you're really trying to discover some new things in the beginning within yourself, which is like you're really taking the snails, the turtles way, which means slow and steady wins the race. You're not trying to be like no hare running through this thing. You really, with divine feminine, has gotten to the point, it's like, no, I'm really making sure that I'm very cautious in the options and the choices and the steps that I'm making from this point on. And as I'm doing that, I'm discovering some things. Just like I said, today's thing, I discovered something within myself that, you know, although I wanted to go ego, but however, I discovered myself as knowing, okay, my divinity showed up. It's like, okay, that, do you really want to go that route? You know, I learned some things about myself that even in the face of adversity or disappointment, I still know how to do the right thing in spite of, you know, because I could easily have did all the kind of things. Like I said, went into Jasmine, so I bust the windows in your car. But, you know, that's, you know, that was not, I call it, that's ego. That's the theme of the ego self there. They put that on full blast in their car when they on their way to do whatever it is in your ego self. Everybody's like, blast it. There go my thing. You know how you going, you getting ready to a party, and you blast some kind of song to get you kind of going and pumping. That's what the ego blast is like, they got that zella, I bust the windows in your car. So you got that blasting in there, you know, on that part. You want to be fair. You really want to weigh the pros and cons of this reconciliation at this time. So you really, because you want to finish you want to become wiser. You want to finish the finish line as well. So you really want to be fair to yourself, and you want to be also fair to the divine masculine as well. So you really weighing some things, and you want to, in the process of doing this, develop a loyal heart. You want to be really true. You want to be true to the cause. You know, it's like I'm down with, you know, you know, almost like a gang member. I'm down with Unisoul, you know, Unisoul or collective. You know, we talk about unicorns rise up, you know, everywhere. So this is what you, divine twins rise up everywhere. So, you know, that is what you, I know what I'm saying. Twins. You doing the sign, throwing up the twin. I'm throwing up the twin sign on there, like the gang sign. So this is what you're saying for the loyal heart, that you really are, really want to be just like the Unisoul. We join together, but then we're also into our own expressions of divine feminine and divine masculine. So you really want to become loyal to the journey of becoming a Unisoul. Okay, you deserve love. With this in your mind, you're really thinking about this, you know, like You deserve love. You are lovable because you know this is going to make you happy. It's going to be some things for you to celebrate. It's going to unlock some things. It's going to bring out new dimensions to the world as well. And you're just going to be feeling light and well balanced. This is a new thing. I'm looking at this too. You balanced on that, you know, although difficult situations, you're still going to be able to, you know, just like that thing at the dealership. It might wave you, but you come right. You're really not going to be steady, just like the thing at the dealership. You're pretty much kind of steady, wrist on one foot. You know how much effort it takes for you to really do that. So a lot of core strength, real good balance, concentration. You're focused on everything and look cute at the same time. So this is what it's going to bring to the table to help you to deserve love. And you also really are in the point that you're finding deep meaning. A deep knowing through you becoming more wiser, your intuition, your awareness, and you know you're getting beyond the illusion of things. Like really, to me, you look like to me is like you're really trying to find out what is love. You know, like what is the true definition of love? What is love? Then they had that in the B-52s or something came out with that like that. It was a song that I remember that because I used to play that over and over again in college. That song. Okay, in your heart space, you have make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And you got the card conflict, chaos and conflict. Because there's some chaos and conflict going on physically. And Wessel is in the spiritual. You see this right now. You're thinking and mentally. You're doing a lot of thinking. You know, to really saying, you know, what is this love that's showing up here? You know, I got this romantic feelings, but I'm like, I'm doing a lot of questioning. So that brings on a lot of, you want to make the effort. You want to get past this chaos and conflict that you're experiencing. You really want to truly have this. I need a little bit of a clarify. What's causing this conflict and chaos in the heart of the divine feminine? Indecision. Okay, so you kind of, again, it's that fork of the road. You really saying between you going what your ego want and what your divine spirit wants. That fork in the road really need, well, I hope I remember because I'll be saying these things and not forget. Can I understand what's the reason behind the fork in the road? I think it is. I know what it is, but can you clarify that? Come on now. Second chakra, which means your sacrum. So that's your thing of being able to connect your intimacy, how you relate to others, your relationships. That's causing the issue. I'm not going to read the numbers today. Your issue is your daughter value. You really knowing, you know, what is your worth. And I'm not saying you're questioning it. I'm saying the spirit about to be said. The divine feminine is not questioning it. It's saying, now I know my worth. And so, you know, it's just like, you know, am I going to put myself out there on the line like that? Because, you know, some of this stuff now, I ain't even going to settle for. I'm almost seeing this just like somebody throwing dollars like at a person working the pole. That's a joke, running joke between me and the divine master. Working the pole, they throwing dollars. You know, you at the point, I can see you kind of twirling on the pole. But saying my former self and my ego self, I would work the pole. I would go and swirl and do everything, collect the dollars. Until one day you just get to the point saying, I'm not going for this, just getting just anything that the divine masculine is throwing at me. You know, them days is over with. You know, you got more than, you know, if I'm going to do this, you at least going to throw some Benjamins at me, some hundreds or something like that, because I know with all this that I'm displaying, that it's worth more than some daggone singles. So this is what you at the point is that you now know the door has opened and you understand your value. You know what you're bringing to the table financially, what things you have gotten to place. Some things you're harvesting, we reaping what you're sowing. You got a nice bounty harvest going on here, and it's just like, you know, do you know what I'm bringing to the table now? You know, I know how to, you know, what they say, I'm a woman. I know how to fry it up in the pan, you know, and bring home the bacon and fry it up in the pan. So, you know, I'm kind of looking at you saying, okay, some of this stuff that I used to go for, I'm not settling for now. This came in, is all this, or am I holding it weird? Okay, this is, I think all of these are going the same way too. No, you got a couple of ones. Okay, this came in reverse, which means to me that you kind of question about, is he truly the man that's holding your heart? Okay, and that's a question right now. Deal to you knowing your value. Part of me also says it's not a question about is he the man holding your heart. Another thing is coming to me and saying, do you know how to hold my heart properly? You know, because this kind of loosey-goosey with it. You know, it's just like, you know, to me, if it's really of value, I'm going to hold it like this. Or, you know, I'm going to make sure I got it securely. I'm going to two-handed. To me, you doing like this, you still kind of in your player from the Himalaya pose to me. You know, I got a little issue with that. I don't know if you know how to hold my heart properly, you know. I would value, you got it down here, which lets me know, you know, some of you divine masculines, you looking at them as you divine feminines, you looking at divine masculine, you know, you holding it down there as you thinking of other things to do, or, you know, are you really coming with a true saying, not from the physical, but you also coming from the heart to say, you know, this is my, you know, this my boo, this my baby's heart, you know, I'm holding it like this because this is something of true value for me. Like, I know you can't have this, you know. So really, to me, when the divine feminine looks at it, to me, she's looking at it like, you know, I'm kind of questioning the way that you're holding the heart. I forgot, this is the weekend edition, so weekend editions is long traditionally. So let me stop let go of that feeling of feeling guilty of it being, I said, it's gonna be long, that's all right. So now, here we go. Let your friends help you. Ask for your accept and support from others. You're at the part in your heart because you're really asking a lot of questions. You're questioning a lot of things. And at this point, is getting to it. You're going to have to seek out some help and get the right help. You can seek out some help by either, like you say, turning within, talking to your higher self, talking to the angels, asking for some signs, some helps. Also, maybe going to get you a reading from a trusted twin flame that could be able to, or Unisoul that could really tap in and really get the truth. Because I heard from one reader, and they are right. So you got to watch it, because some of those readers that you do tap into, they're not twin flames themselves, you know. They're only going to allow, your counterpart is only going to allow a certain amount of information to or through that person. So like, it's like me, I would have like a trusted reader for me, psychic, that he could speak for him. He definitely know he didn't have a problem. My divine masculine didn't have a problem with him tapping to his energy. He could do that. It was some I would tap into, and they was like, oh, everything is fine. He's doing great. He's so in love with you. And the next following day, he doing something stupid, and he messing with some other karmic that was pride. And he's like, okay, well, what the heck you talking about? He getting more deeper into it, you know. And sometimes I felt like he was like, I'm listening, and I didn't like that one. I'm going to do totally different, you know. So you kind of watch some of the ones that you do go to as far as your readers, because like they said, they only can, your spirit, a higher self is only going to let both of you all, it's going to only let them be able to reveal and see so much. And some of them is not resonating on that higher realm to be able to tap into that vibration, because you got to remember, we're on a higher vibration. So you got to kind of watch it. You can't get no person who on level 3 and you already know you a divine twin and you already on level 11. They can't read into that. They can only do so much, okay? So you've got to kind of watch who you get to advise you. So, you know, get some good real readers. Like I said, myself, you can reach me through Instagram. I'm not Instago, sorry. Instago, tap in there, ask me, say you want to read it, and I could take you from there. As far as, because like I said, right now, my website is in the midst of being revamped and redoing. But you know, if you say really especially these after this week, next 2 weeks, I'll be off. You could contact me through there, and then we could set up something from there. But you got to really be very careful as to who you get as your person to help you. Get another twin, like I told you about myself and Sean. We bounce off each other, helping out each other, letting them know, about things that's going on in our lives back and forth. And so that helps me to know. He taps in some things like, okay, have you thought about this? And, and I tap in some things. Now I don't do it, So, get you somebody who is also going on a journey, and they can maybe also lead you as well. Okay, why do you need to have these friends? Because right now you're in the where it's a change. It's a change in the wind, which is true. You kind of really not know. I call it that tan in the wind. Some Santa Ana winds is coming, and that's a wind of change coming. And you want to make sure that the direction that you pick, since you at this fork of the road, Divine Feminine, this weekend, is the right one, because we got the new moon coming, and that's bringing a certain amount of things as well. You're going in a direction using a different mode of transportation to get there. Maybe it's probably a new way of thinking, new way of spirituality to get you from point A to point B. And, its winds are changing. And so that's also going to change the direction at the top of the steeple, which would be, to me, your spirituality too, which route you want to take. So, kind of talk it over. I didn't have, in today's lesson, I didn't have anybody else to talk to. But, I could, and then I kind of feel Sean talking to me. I had a little bit. It's like, okay, come on. Snap out of the ego moment. And then I had the spirit, my higher self was talking to me. Now, okay, now, it's a better way we can choose this. We didn't came too far to pick these ego choices, things like that. So you get support too when you don't have. You got to get, like I said, the truth got to be told. You got to tell yourself. Sometimes you got to kind of unearth all that stuff. You got to kind of confess and tell somebody, what's going on, so you can get a real good window to the soul and take that mask off and become wiser in your choices as well. So that's why you need to kind of get that outer help instead of always talking to yourself, like Groucho Marx said. If I'm the smartest person in the room, I need to go get me some new friends. So if you're the only one that's always got the answer, guess what? You got to go find you somebody else that has answers that might be less objective to what's going on with you. Because serendipity is some fated events, some things of luck and chance that's coming. And you want to really be sure that you are picking the right thing and being able to open up to see, because sometimes you have that negative dialogue, like I could have kept on saying to myself and playing Jasmine Sullivan's "I bust the windows in a car." Now if I would kept that blasting in my head, the themes and the choices I would have picked would have been from there, and I would have missed the fated event or that lucky event, which was missing meeting up with that beautiful soul who happened to have the experience of being homeless. If I would stayed in that, I would have missed him being blessed, me being blessed, and just by the whole experience. So, that's why I said you kind of got to get out your head and talk to somebody. I think I was going to text you, Sean, and talk to you, and then I was like, no, I can handle this. I'm a big girl. So I was going to, I know he's laughing, I was going to text and call you and say, I'm pissed as hell with him. So, that part. So now in your heart space, you have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Okay. Yeah, you need to, have that heart-to-heart conversation. Something needs to be kind of said, because, this is not the harvest. I think I made it a little bit on my end, a little bit more bigger than what it is. My Aries showed my temper and my shorter patience flared up. Some things just cannot be, you can't stop that. That's about the second time this lesson that came to me this week about people in jams, and it's nothing they can do. All they can do is apologize and be heartfelt with it. So that's something, a lesson that I've got to kind of learn. on my end. So, you know, I had that heart-to-heart conversation. Even if I don't want to, you know, go into saying, you know, you disappoint me, I was pissed because he's going to say in so many words, ain't nothing I can do if people come and do a visit, a pop-up at the job. I have no control over that. And for you to be upset about that, that's petty. Well, he's got a point, you know. But at the same time, you know, on both ends, could it been handled a little better? Yeah. Okay. I'm both ways. Okay. So they had that heart-to-heart conversation. Maybe I don't want to have that heart-to-heart conversation because, again, like I said, some things you got to take the L and take some losses on it. It ain't that big. It ain't that major. That's not something I want to do to rock the boat. But guess what? We will have a talk about this in the 50. Which I did tell him, you know, you need to tell him to come back and kind of smooth that over again. I know you apologize, but come back and say again that you're sorry about the situation, because, like I said, I had already arranged to bring it to him. I know that was last minute, but he could have told me a little bit better on my end. But anyway, we're not going to get in the petty mode. But my thing is talk to them through the 50. So they can kind of get that understanding, you know, that heart, that soul-to-soul conversation. One man, he called it, I forgot that Italian man, he called it to pick up the soul phone to be able to call. So, you know, I was in the booth doing the soul phone and telling him, you know, about what my end, what I needed him to do, what I needed from him. You know, like you say, you can't think of it here, you can't do it the third in some kind of way. You got to send it down into that soul where it goes over the rainbow and it hits them so they can get that conversation. They might not get it right there. Sometimes, you know, some of them do get it right then. Some of them, you know, it takes a little while. Some of them, you know, next day, I've seen that happen when he wasn't really too much into it, like he is spiritually open a little bit more. That is, it used to take 24 hours. I said, okay, I set the intention, now I'm going to wait. Next day, he would answer me the way that I want to. We don't, you know, so thank God with that. The more and more you practice, that might be on my end of how to directly contact them and use that, pick up that soul phone, say, hello, okay, this is Barbara. No, I was playing. Woman to woman. No, anyway, so, yeah, okay. Yeah, that you make that conversation happen. So the heart-to-heart conversation, honestly discuss your feelings. So if you don't want to honestly discuss, this is what I'm saying, in the 3D, you can honestly discuss with them in the 5D. You know, send that over from their higher self to your higher self. Pick up that soul phone and have that conversation with them and let them know. Because, you know, it's time to rest. And I would say some things, to rest means to put some things to bed, some issues, some things that you're having, because it's just going over and over and over again like a cycle. And it's at that point where you kind of just saying, you know what, we got to put this to bed. You know, that's it on this going back and forth like a tennis match. Also, it needs, because there's a lot of energy too, and you need to rest. You know, once you get that off your chest, you will be able to rest afterwards, because, you know, again, you've been thinking, the illusion got the best of you. But if you use your intuition and your awareness and become more clever about it, after you use these things, then yeah, you can go into sleep mode and you can rest upon that. Also, when you have this, you're going to be able to breathe. That is true. Breathe again, breathe again. Oh, I shall never breathe again. So you're going to be able to breathe, you know, because you've been holding in. You've been almost like this movie, waiting to exhale. And as soon as you did that, you're like, oh, Jesus, that was sure enough was a weight off of my shoulders about this whole thing. Thank you, Jesus. I got that off my chest. It was weighing heavy on me. Now I can easily breathe when you have that heart-to-heart talk. Next thing, divine masculine. In your mind space, you have healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Now, when I first looked at this, I picked up, it's not even the family. You know, your job could be family too. So maybe it's healing some issues. That's the first thing that came to me, is about on the job. Some things that's got to be made right. Maybe got to do some corrections. Some things that have maybe gone a little astray, leaving some paperwork, doing some projects that haven't been finished. That's a way of how they also healing that is, which is getting some closure on some things. Maybe wanted to leave a job that you notice dead end. That could actually help you with some healing. So this one I felt some kind of way is some way also job related. This also with this family thing. Okay, so you're dealing with really getting this right in the here and now. Presently, you know, it's a doorway of opportunity that's opening, and so you want to kind of handle that. Because you know this family issue that you're having here is dealing with you as far as your being able to co-create with yourself, coming together, and co-create with your divine feminine. You got to look to things in the past. So look at some things in the past. Really get serious and see what's going on. You got to get wise. I'm seeing him on this thing, and it looks like to me like it's on a tightrope. So you got to really become very balanced, very careful in your steps in which you are making. So it can give way to some new birth to something. But you got to have some agility and speed in what you're doing as well. To really be able to get this co-creating going. So that means you can't be just stabilized or just ain't doing nothing. This cheater here, you best believe if he's sitting in sitting mode, either he's in strategizing mode, he done seen something he hunting, or he's resting before he take off and go on to the next thing. The cheater just don't sit just to be sitting. So it's almost you pretty much mimicking what the divine feminine is saying. She want to have this heart-to-heart talk so she can rest. And you want to go on ahead and heal these family issues so you can kind of get to going. So right now you're in strategy mode. With this, you're developing a new energy, especially in your divine masculine self. This is helping you to manifest some things, get that combustion of energy just kind of really going together and say poo bow. Something is going to come from that after you are healing. So to me, when I look to this, it looks like something like this really has been released in your divine masculine self to help give way to release to you, to your divine masculine energy, so you can be able to manifest something in your heart space. Is stay optimistic about your love life. You're coming to the point that your emotions, you know your emotions have a lot to offer. This is also going to say you look at your divine feminine in the physical, you say, my God, she's got a lot to offer. She's a level up. She's a step up above where I am. She can help me. I'm going to have the eyes on the prize. I'll gain the prize by being with her. She's done, I've seen her, she's done the work. She's done the harvest. Look at what she's reaping from what she's sown. She's got right here in the back. In background, you got to gain some more knowledge about some things to be able to gain this optimism. And she's pretty much has gained some of this. These are kind of small trees there. They're not kind of very large. You got one over here large on the side. But with the me, it says in order for you to have the optimism, you got to gain some knowledge. I know like with me, I got to have some information. If I can pull some information on something, then and I pull it together, I could become seeing my way from that. And that's the same thing, say if I could get some things, some clarity, some more knowledge, some more understanding something, then I can be able to see my way on this. You got time to go in reverse. Okay, so I say, well, no, the other one. So with this one, because they're that. So you really know in your mind, you're still saying it's time to go. You don't know where you're going. Your emotions are telling you that it's time to go. You're looking at the divine feminine in the physical, and you're saying it's time to go. You just don't really know where it is leading, because this, to me, it phases. But you do see a door to opportunity that is open on the other side. You're looking at your divine feminine. She's ahead of you, and she's already then kind of set the path or the trail for you, and you seeing right there you got stars all aligned, and with that, and so you like, you know, you really looking and saying, I want to go, I'm hearing what Michael Jackson, I want to be where you are, so you want to be wherever she is. Okay, wherever she is, that's where you want to go. Okay, and you want to cross that finish line too. Okay, what is the overall theme, the energies as far as in the divinity? Clear. that you should be working with this weekend. What is it? Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. What is it that you should be working with? Oh, ooh, interesting. We need to switch roles. You got to become a one of action. So I know you got a lot of fork of the road thing. I'll say to you, Divine Feminine, please this weekend while you're thinking, use that moon energy and do not become like Divine Masculine has shown in the past, a lot of on that fence kind of energy. And like we say, we swapping energy. It's your turn. Tag, you're it. Now I'm gonna send on the fence, and you gonna seem like you want to do it, but or we both gonna be sitting on this fence. Somebody changed the word, say sitting on the top of the fence, watching the tide roll away. So we both sitting there and looking at each other. Oh, you on the fence too? Yeah, I'm on the fence too. You ain't jumping, I ain't jumping. How about that? We both on this. So you got to be a person of action. And you got to come to terms to rebirth. You got to be like the phoenix from the ashes. For what did not work or go the way you expected it to, you got to create something new within yourself. You got to become like that phoenix, that which is rising from the ashes, go poof up into flames, and then creating something new. Okay, that's the overall things. That's why these things are coming up with this fork of the road, so you can create something new within yourself. The overall energies that you got to work with in yourself and coming to your divinity is your shadow aspect. Now we had this the other day for the Divine Feminine, but so this weekend you too got to work on mastering that shadow self. So you might have some incident that might happen that kind of trigger you to kind of go maybe into your old self, but you got to stay at the forefront, especially when you're dealing with these family issues, because there ain't nothing like family. They could bring you back to your old self. They snap you right on back. You like, I thought I had gotten rid of that. Oh my God, I'm going back to that little girl. I thought that I was finished. I thought I was a big girl now. Like the pull-ups commercial. I'm a big now. I'm a big kid now. So you didn't, you're like, I'll be damn. I'm back to wearing pull-ups again. I thought I was finished with this. So this is something you got to kind of watch that, especially with this, and trying to stay optimistic. That's really going to be at play with that. Because that shadow, that ego, just like I was like, but get it, I'm going to bust the window in the car. But anyway, so you got to become God a transformation. So we both are reflecting again. Rebirth and transformation. Both of these are birds in there, and we both have got to come to some transformation. So something's got to die. To me, the difference is with the Divine Feminine. Something's got to die, flame up, be gone, and then from there you create something new. This to me means you're dealing with the pieces that you have, but you're reorganizing yourself spiritually to become new within. Okay, so this is burned up, it's gone. Start something brand new, and then from the death of something. And this to me is just dealing with what you have and creating that transformation, which is funny. They got the dove in here, which is peace, and that was going on with the Divine Feminine. She wanted peace too. Right, looking behind this, you got to get to the point. Divine Masculine, the overall thing is something is happening behind the scenes. Something's going on more than what you just see. So especially with this family, maybe this helping you a doorway to be healing some things. And then also stay optimistic about your love life. That's the same thing, you know, although you're looking at things the way they are. But guess what? There's probably something going on behind the scenes on that's more deeper than you could ever know what's going on. That's causing you to have that growth. Okay, and cause that transformation. And then you got to become Christ-like, God of unity, bringing it together, bringing the divine masculine and feminine within together. Just also, like I said in the other one previous this week, practicing that principle of charity. Yeah, I did not practice that today, did I? But that's all right. We fall down, we get up. So I confessed on my own self. So, you know, you go on ahead and look at everything through eyes of everybody's doing something good, or there's something good going to come out. So you got to come into becoming that Christ, like that unconditional love about that. Especially this unconditional love when you're dealing with this family member, because I'm thinking and I'm picking up intuitively that this family member, whatever you doing, you trying to heal with them, they're going to try to almost suck you back, pull you back into your old self. And you got to kind of really take the high road, like Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. So you got to become Christ-like and go high on them. Okay? That's the overall for that one. What are some things over this weekend you got to work on changing in your life for the Divine Feminine? Especially with the cards and the things that have been shown here. What is it? I'm going to leave that there because you landed on purpose there. And let's go for the feminine. Because I said it right? I might have. What's happening with the feminine? Gotcha. But I was right. I don't feel bad now because you joked right on up. For the feminine, memories. Okay, and I think that might have came out in one of these cards. Something about the past. Was it you? Yeah, semi was, because some of you all said that I know how I was before. I know my daughter value. I was one way earlier. This is not how I am now. And I'm thinking that these, you got to change the way you're seeing things in the past, and you got to live in the now. Yeah, I'm trying to see that card, but I know it came out. Right, about this ego, seeing yourself small, finding peace. Yeah, it's the overall, because you're really asking a lot of why. So whatever these memories that's causing you to kind of act like you kind of middle of the road about some things, really checking in, saying, you know, is he's really the man holding my heart? Do he know how to hold my heart? Because in the past, he sure was acting it like this player from the Himalaya, like, look at that, I got her heart, look at this poem. Look at this. You know, all them, them like them prison poles. Like, they down on the floor. They doing all this and all. They ain't saying, you holding my heart all different kind of ways. You done put it all on the floor. You ain't trying to hold it like it's no type of value. So to me, you looking at the memories. Looking at those things. Not these even on for the Divine Masculine. How you handle things yourself in the past. How you looking at your family members. Everybody that you have relationships with. Family, whatever, job, whatever. You got to kind of look at, you doing the Barbra Streisand, memories like the corners of my mind. So you got to watch it, because some of them is misty, watercolored memories of the way we were, as you were in your former self. So yeah, you gotta kind of watch that, because sometimes you can romanticize that stuff. Stuff wasn't really how you even thought it was back there in the past, and you look at it now and you like, you know what? I don't know what the hell I was thinking, you know. So you gotta kind of watch that. You gotta kind of change the new memories that you're about to create too. Okay, when you're talking about changes in the Divine Masculine, body changes, and that's interesting. I know with the Divine Masculine, physical changes, how your spiritual is manifesting and expressing itself through the body. Those things you got to go through changes as well. I'm trying to see about this overall things. Especially you talk about the shadow self, you know, because that stuff can manifest on the outside. If you ain't heal some of these issues, like I tell my Divine Master, if you're not healing these issues sure will manifest physically into something else. And so some of you know, you kind of get yourself, your house in order. Your body, your temple, your body is your temple, you know. So, you know, spiritually, get things aligned, cause those changes to happen. Well, so spiritually, the spiritual body, the emotional body, the physical body, the angelic body, you're going to have to get changes in all those different types of forms of bodies that you have, especially if you want this unity and become Christ-like. That's really like the utmost thing. You know, I know that's the objective that all of us as light workers and as Unisouls want to become, is become Christ-like. So you got to create those changes, especially if that's what you're looking for. And graceful aging. To me, it is like gracefully take your time in maturing, getting the lessons, getting the blessings, gaining the experiences, learning from your experiences, being graceful about it, you know, not getting all gangster about it, unraveling at the hinges like I did today. You know, it's just like, okay, these things of maturity that's going on, let's just find a more mature route to do it than to go back to my former self and, you know, doing the Jasmine Sullivan on things. That is so 1980s and 1990s. You know, that this really, that's so back there that, you know, we are now creating a new world, and to go back to that kind of mindset, that just don't benefit anybody at all with that. So let's just kind of go on year to year, mature, and just do this in a most graceful, like they say, through God's grace has got you through it. And let's just use and do those things and be thankful for each lesson and blessing and how God has brought, or the universe has brought us through, and that helps us to bring on maturity. So that's what you got to change and work with. What is the intent of the purpose of this weekend? Clear. For the divine feminine, I didn't say who it was, and for the divine masculine. That's it, remember? Your purpose this weekend is to decide. You already had indecision. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. So this weekend, your purpose is to really check into that. What does your heart really want? Okay, the indecision, you know your value, you know that based upon that in your heart, knowing your value, what do you honestly want to do? Don't worry about the consequences of divine masculine. Divine masculine can take care of himself. Don't worry about what everybody on the outside is going to think, because they could take care of themselves. So that's it. Study, reading, research, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. Which I wouldn't even say career. Your career will be, it could be 10%. It could be your career. Maybe you are thinking about that. But your career right now, like I tell the kids, this is your job. Your job is to earn A's. You get paid with the grade. Your job is to come here, come to school to learn. Okay, so that's the same thing with this. So you need to kind of really study yourself. Study your divinity, how you come into your divinity. Study your what makes you tick. Study what helps you to elevate or to ascend to the next level. What tools do you need spiritually to help you to gain this knowledge and awareness? So you get some clarity about where you're going on this Unisoul journey, okay? That's the purpose of this weekend, okay? And then with the divine masculine, with you, school. The answer that you're seeking involves going to school. That's funny. We're mirroring again. So you got to study, which means you got the stuff. You got to research and get the things. You got to talk. Study to me is you doing your self-study. Teaching. School means you got to get your help from somebody outside of you, which is interesting because they said that she got to get help from somebody else. You got to get, so it said the answer that you're seeking involves going to school. So really going to the higher realms, finding the answers with that, whatever is the group of getting knowledge as well about that. So you got to find somebody that's going to kind of teacher, like somebody official in this. Friends, you know, to me it looked like for the divine feminine, you could get that kind of anywhere, but we talk about really going somewhere formal. To me, the support that the divine feminine needs is informal. You got to get some formal help, like schooling about what's going on with you, okay? Speaker, your life's purpose involves your skills of oration. You got to speak up too, especially with this family issue. That's your purpose too. And being optimistic. I say these family issues, you got to speak up with this family member. For you in being optimistic in life, you got to learn how to speak into existence what you want and speak it out, using positivity as well. So that's what that's about. Family, funny again, here's your family again. Love your friends and family is central to your life purpose. You got to, this weekend, you got to deal with these family issues this weekend. I know, especially with this being the holidays. I was laughing at Elizabeth Lunn this morning on my drive. Thank God my phone did allow me to listen to her all the way. Elizabeth Lunn went all in. She's like, you know, you just go ahead and pick, do what you feel right for your heart, you know, because I just manifested, and it's true. I was like, damn, she right. She just manifested the apartment building I'm in, because I've been with her for a while, and she was saying, I want an apartment back in this old place. There's something about it that I love. It's near the water, and that's where I need to go home. I need to go back to where I remember. You know, our family used to, something similar to where we used to live. She moved there. She manifested that. Now, at the end of the year, she's talking about she's ready to say deuces to it. She's ready to leave there because she don't like everything that's going on. And she was saying at the same time, she said, yeah, you know, check your heart, see where you're at. And some of you all, you know, if you feeling like you in these soulmate or karmic soulmate relationships, and you feel like, you know, that's it, you're not being authentic and true to yourself, then I would say yes, over the holidays, you know, tell them, or before the holidays, tell them no, you want out of it, you want a divorce. And I was cracking up. I said, oh my gosh. She said, yes, I know it does sound cruel, but you rather release them now than to keep on going at it. So that's the same thing with you. I'm telling you, Divine Master, go on ahead and have this conversation, because they said behind this conversation is going to help to bring healing, which I told you that. It's going to help you to manifest some things and get that divine masculine power more empowered by you making this decision. Okay, and so you got to find strength. You got to really find strength in doing this. Speaking your voice, speaking, having your say, speaking things into existence, telling this family member, you know, whatever, so you can really be central to your life purpose, getting this family together. Your strength, everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. So the things that you're experiencing with your family, the things that you're experiencing trying to be optimistic, is also things that you need at this point, and you need to find strength. What does the divine feminine need to surrender this weekend? Clear. What does divine masculine need to surrender this weekend? Okay, wait a second. Really three, y'all. Let's see. Okay, since I got it. Divine masculine, you need to surrender stress. Yes, Lord, because I know with this family issues, Jesus do I know. And being able to stay optimistic in regards to that could be stressful. Take a few deep breaths. Exhale. You got to breathe too. The divine feminine got to breathe, and you got to breathe. Exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. So you got to surrender. Learn how to surrender to the stress. Surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks and difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities, not disabilities, of possibilities. You might have felt disability in the beginning. So now you got to surrender to success. This success is something that's going to be or that you have, which just means, you know, getting to address this family issue, being optimistic about things, rather it's with being the divine feminine or about what's happening with your family. You know, sometimes we can be kind of a little fearful of getting what we want, which would be success. You know, it's like, okay, now if I talk to them and I want them to lay back on it, I want my freedom in this situation, you know, what's going to be on the other end of it. And I think somebody I was reading, they say sometimes you get into, you don't know, it might be you get over there on the other side of what you're doing, going to confront your family members and your other side, and it might be totally opposite of what you might even been that serious. I'm like, okay, all right, you spoke your piece, you're right, I've been feeling the same way too. So, thank you for telling me and addressing me about some of the issues that I'm doing. That might happen. So sometimes we're afraid to do it because it's like, oh my God, I might really truly get what I want. That same thing with optimism. You want to bring optimism about your love life, but you might say, oh, if I get optimistic, I'm scared. If I do manifest my divine feminine, oh my God, am I ready for that? Am I truly, good enough? Am I, all of those kind of things. Okay, and surrender your fear in intimacy. Again, with your family members, getting close, being vulnerable, letting them know, listen here, I didn't know like what you did, X, Y, and Z, those kind of things. When you left me, this is why I felt bad, or things of that nature. So, that's something that you got to surrender your fear, intimacy. You are ready to let love in compassionately, infinitely, and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart, which is true. So you're going to heal some of that family issues. Rather is going to see them physically. Let me stop talking to you like you could talk to physically, because some of you might say, my mother didn't pass. That's who I got the real issues with. I can't go talk. So again, you're doing talk to the 50. You're doing whatever kind of things that will help you. The Hawaiian prayer, Ho'oponopono, you doing that, is helping you to clear up some of those energies. You doing any kind of past karmic or trauma or pain kind of exercises. I do one too in the morning that they do this chant that helps to kind of get rid of, if you can't talk to them, if you're scared to talk to them in 3D, or you can't talk to them in 3D, this is where how you could kind of let go and got to get rid of that in your heart so you can release some of those patterns you're doing. Especially with this optimism, you probably kind of get stuck in a negative Nelly kind of thought process on some things, and so you kind of got to work on that. Let's ask, what is our higher self saying to us, divine feminine, for this weekend? Abracadabra. Doom, 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 doom. I'll reach out and grab you. Don't remember that? Abracadabra. Doom. Abracadabra. You remember that? Say, you really dating yourself. Yeah, I remember that song. Abracadabra. 21. Okay, let's see what I'm doing for time. It's 7 o'clock. Almost. Okay, I'll be out of here. Okay, say, fool, where the hell that come from? All right, here we go. Number 21. Okay, abracadabra. Aladdin's not the only one with 3 wishes. You too have a magical lamp that can summon all your desires to your doorstep. It's a simple matter of making a clear intention and letting go of any fool notion that you have to wait for the genie. You are, the magic. And that's very good, I think, on that, because especially you trying to do the fork in the road and you trying to pick which way you should go. Should you go with your ego self, what it wants? Should you go with your spiritual self as far as what it wants? You are able to manifest, especially with this full moon that's happening this weekend, this Saturday. I would say jump on it, do whatever kind of powers and intentions. Like Elizabeth Lund said, a lot of times we doing these things and these rituals, like I hit the thing to say clear, those things. Most of the time, that's just really for me, for my sake. The spirit didn't already. I done sat down, I done said me praying my ritual of my sayings that I have. That's just for me to let me know and become one with, to know that yes, they are clear. They are already cleared, from that. I don't need to do all the time those things, but it helps me to know, because if I don't do it, they're like, did I do it? Oh my God, I feel bad. It wasn't set the intentions. They weren't clear the vibrations. So, those things. So it's the same thing with that, you could do these things, write the letter, you know, burn it, whatever kind of things that you got to do, moon rituals that they have for full moons. This would be the time you want to come up with 3 wishes. This would be the time to do it, okay? Next one, hairball. Didn't this come up yesterday? Man, you still coughing up stuff? Dude, you got to come on now. Number 41. Yeah, I could have sworn I had this yesterday. Hairball. Uh-oh, small little tangle. No big deal. Last thing you want to do is get your knickers in a knot. It will all smooth out as soon as you stop. Take a big, deep breath and realize it's time to hand it off to the universe. The dude to the rescue. Move aside. So I read this yesterday. So, divine masculine is, again, somebody you're not forgiving, somebody you have not turned it over to the divine to go ahead and to handle. Okay, you know, especially when you got this family issue, you got to turn that over. You know, say what you got to say. Ooh, no, I definitely got to change. Say what you got to say. And then, you know, that's just it. You know, I said it. I'm just like my mom said. After you do things, and Donnie would go, after you done all you can, you just stand. So you done did everything. Just like my mom said, going back to that. You know, you done did everything. And the person still got the problem. Who's got the problem? Because you done did your end. Who got the problem still? You point to the other person. They got, that family member got the problem. You done did whatever it is to reconcile, to heal that situation, whether it's on the workplace or if it's your family blood. You done did your thing. And then stand optimistic again. You know, you might have a hiccup just like I did. Something made me kind of think, go into my ego self. Then I brought myself over to, you know, thinking with the divine. You know, we had that. I turned it over to him. I said, you know what? I'm going to go with what the spirit is. I just need to be led to where do I need to go to drop off this pizza? You know, where do I need to go? Because I prayed. I said, I'm going to drop it off over at this 10 city. I don't want to be attacked, no nothing. You know, my mind was thinking, that ego was talking to me. You going over there, you don't know what's over there. You going to drop that piece off. You driving in this car, and yada, yada, yada. And I was like, you know, shut up, ego self, shut it down. I said, I already prayed to Archangel Michael to protect me as I do this. You know, I'm going in peace and love. So ain't no way someone's going to attack me and hurt me if that's what I'm coming with the intent with. You know, even if they coming to me wrong, I expect for some kind of way, some magically delicious event to happen where Archangel Michael just appears right in front of him and be like, stop. This is my child here. This is I'm here to protect her. She ain't come with that, so take that on someplace else. Okay, so that's the same, that's the way that, you know, that I was expecting to happen. And thank God it was a beautiful experience, both ends on that. I'm never going to tell Divine Mask about it, but anyway, beautiful experience all around. I'm glad that he could take lemons and turn it to lemonades about that experience. Okay, last thing about the universe. This is it. Clear. This is the weekend edition. So I got to remind myself on that one. Okay. So you're the fork in the road. And you're doing healing some family issues. Okay, feminine. Okay, that I said you down here because I was really looking at you. So the intent is you. Okay, let me look up here because I can notice sometimes I look at the cards. Where my eyes land, that's where they come open with. Okay, since I start off with you, Divine Masculine, remember your happiness is your birthright, especially when you try to be optimistic and definitely with these family members. Some of them say, damn, if I'm doomed to be like you, you know, so you kind of, especially when you talk about family and pass down birthright and generational things, you know, whatever's going on that you got to heal as far as family issues. You got, regardless of how they act, you got to remember at all times, happiness is your birthright, that the universe has gifted you this through your inheritance, through your legacy, has given you this, not just from your earthly family. So your happiness is your birthright. And then my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. And that's funny. To me, this card for the universe will tell me is about the family issue that you're dealing with. And this card to me is for the staying optimistic. Stay focused on what you actually want, because it's going to help you to manifest some things. Okay. And then you have for the divine feminine, oneness is my true nature. Okay, so really, truly, you know, while you're doing this questioning, one this heart-to-heart talk, knowing that you deserve love, and all these other cards here. What's this other one underneath here? Make the effort. Remember, oneness is my true nature. To me, that is telling me that becoming one is your objective. Okay, that's who you are. You can't pick anything else. You are a unisoul. You are a unicorn. You know, you are that loyal card where we joined here and we sprout out from that point on. That is you. Where's that loyal heart card? Can I find it? It is. This is you. That's it. Okay. Okay. When it comes to that. Your next one is I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. I do whatever it takes to get back with you. Right. Anita Baker. I realize. Right. I need you here in my life. Then she go on there. No one could do me like you can do. Okay. That one here. So I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. So within yourself, you saying, you know what, I'm going to do whatever it takes. So right now, while you're at this fork in the road, you're truly picking and choosing yourself. I feel it now. Choosing yourself and really seeing how your conscious, where does it lie? Where do you actually want to be in the schema of things? Okay. Next one you have, when I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to light. Okay, I'm wrapping up. I know you ain't got to tell me hurry up. This one, when I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to light. Okay, and that is true, and I love, and that's what happened to me today. I fell off the horse. We fall down, but we get up. So I had my Donnie McClurkin in this moment where I fell down. I still, through it all, was saying, no, we're going to choose love. We're going to choose love. And it guided me right back to light, okay? I witnessed the darkness and called on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. So the fear that probably I had was today was the issue of abandonment, because I felt like the DM had abandoned me. You know, I had this, and he wasn't there for me. And that's abandonment issues that probably triggered, like the book I'm reading, they're talking about Coddling of America, using some CBT things, which is really questioning and talking to yourself. Okay, what does this moment bring? What was it triggering for you? Okay, it ain't beyond just that, you know, had visitors at the job. What went on with that? Because you can't sincerely be that mad with him about that. You know, what is it? I don't like the disappointment. Who disappointed you? Okay, my father disappointed me. What? He wasn't always there when he was supposed to. And that triggered and reminded me of a moment with my father, you know, when I was younger, that I can't count on you. You know, every time when I do something for you and open my heart, you're not there. Okay, so those are some things, the conversations that you need to have. So the teacher, so, you know, get your eye the fear and ask yourself, that's what the teacher is, what you're doing, that talking, that CBT, cognitive behavior technique, where you kind of get yourself together. Am I saying right? Okay, if it's not, correct me. But anyway, that's it. And then, of all things, and that's funny, that's the name of the thing, the universe has my back. No matter, like my song that we, no matter which road that we choose, as long as we got each other, there's no way we can lose, because we can make it through love with the test, through the test of time. That's my song, man. That's why I play all the time. So it don't matter which road. So even if, whichever way you choose, that's for your highest good. I'm going to put it that way, because everybody's got their different one. And I don't want to say something that triggers somebody. What she said? She talking about this. Oh my God, I'm not going to do that. I never. You know, so again, whatever you feel at this moment is for your highest good. That is, that's what you need to choose, okay? And that's all I'm going to say. And you pray over it, Divine Feminines. See whichever way you want to go on that one. Divine Masculines, I'm sealing healing light to you, and loving light, that whatever's going with these healing, with this, that I'm seeing you with the green light around you, healing family issues, and then also be helping you to stay optimistic, staying in our heart, because everything, like they said, you stay in your happiness, you stay on a path of love, everything else is just going to flow in and come into to fruition. It's just all going to just fall into its proper place. Okay, so this is the weekend edition of a Daily Sunshine Report for 12/21 all the way to 12/23. Am I right? If I'm off, forgive me. Charge it to, what they say, charge it to my head and not my heart on that one. So until next time, until I see you, that will be what? That'll be Christmas Eve. Oh my God, we have a Christmas Eve edition. Okay, so we'll probably have a twofer for that one, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, just to get that out the way. So I already had the theme flash on and off. I already know who that is. That's either between my higher self or my DM and spirit. Tell me, get off this dang thing, because you know you're going some place else. I'm supposed to go to my nephew's potluck thing over here at the lodge. And he keep on begging me, Auntie, when you gonna come to one of my events? So I gotta get myself, I'm gonna put in my time now, and then that's it. So let me go on here and get myself changed and go and light and get festive, fa la 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 la. So today I did learn the meaning of being flawless. So all right. So until next time, I love you all. Love, 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 love. Send you love and light. Until next time, stay uplifted, stay motivated, and ascended. Namaste. Namago.